Think you know history? Think again. We're diving into 20 jaw-dropping facts that will shatter your understanding of the past. From concrete that repairs itself to the shortest war in history, these stories are so unbelievable, you'll have to see them to believe them. From ancient technologies that defy modern understanding, to bizarre events that have become the stuff of legend, prepare to have your mind blown. The Romans were master builders, and their architectural achievements have stood the test of time. But what if I told you that some of their structures could actually repair themselves? Roman concrete, used in iconic buildings like the Pantheon and aqueducts, was a marvel of ancient engineering. The secret ingredient? Volcanic ash. When cracks formed in the concrete, a chemical reaction between the volcanic ash and water caused minerals to grow, effectively sealing the cracks. This self-healing property of Roman concrete is why many of their structures have survived for over 2 millennia. Modern scientists are still trying to fully understand and replicate this ancient formula, but one thing is clear: the Romans were far ahead of their time. The US Constitution is one of the most important documents in history, but did you know that a 17-year-old girl played a crucial role in its creation? Elizabeth Gerry, the daughter of founding father Elbridge Gerry, acted as a scribe during the drafting process. Her handwriting is believed to appear on the final draft of the Constitution. Elizabeth's contribution is a reminder that even the youngest among us can leave a lasting impact on history. On a quiet afternoon in 1954, Anne Hodges of Alabama was napping on her couch when something extraordinary happened. A meteorite, hurtling through space, crashed through her roof and struck her, making her the first known human to be hit by a meteorite. Miraculously, Anne survived the impact with only minor injuries. The meteorite, now known as the Hodges meteorite, is a reminder that the cosmos can sometimes leave its mark in the most unexpected ways. John Tyler, the 10th President of the United States, was born in 1790. While that might seem like ancient history, the surprising fact is that Tyler has 2 living grandsons today. How is this possible? Tyler's son, Lyon Gardner Tyler, had children late in life, and those children, John Tyler's grandsons, are still alive. This remarkable link to the past connects us to a time when America was still in its infancy. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most iconic landmarks in the world, but did you know it has a unique quirk? During the summer months, the iron structure can grow more than 6 inches or 15 centimeters in height. This is due to thermal expansion. When the metal heats up, it expands. While this growth is temporary, it's a fascinating reminder of the laws of physics at work in one of the most beloved structures on Earth. Napoleon Bonaparte was a man who struck fear into the hearts of his enemies, but there was one group that managed to turn the tables: rabbits. During a rabbit hunt organized by Napoleon's chief of staff, the rabbits were released from their cages, but instead of fleeing, they charged at Napoleon and his men. The rabbits swarmed the emperor, forcing him to retreat in what can only be described as a bizarre and humorous episode in history. Wars are often associated with death and destruction, but one of the longest wars in history had neither. The Dutch Scilly War, which lasted from 1651 to 1986, spanned 335 years without a single casualty. The conflict was more symbolic than anything else, and it wasn't until 1986 that a peace treaty was signed, officially ending the war. This unusual chapter in history shows that sometimes, even the longest conflicts can have peaceful resolutions. Albert Einstein is renowned for his contributions to science, but in 1952, he was offered a very different role: the presidency of Israel. The offer was made by Israel's Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion, who believed Einstein's global stature could benefit the young nation. However, Einstein declined, stating that he lacked the natural aptitude and experience for the position. This moment highlights the profound respect the world had for Einstein, even beyond his scientific achievements. Unicorns are often thought of as mythical creatures, but in ancient times, there were real-life unicorns that roamed the earth. The Elasmotherium, also known as the Siberian unicorn, was a large, hairy creature with a single massive horn. This prehistoric animal lived alongside early humans and went extinct around 29,000 years ago. While it didn't have the magical properties of the unicorns in fairy tales, the Elasmotherium was a formidable and fascinating creature of the ancient world. King Tutankhamun, one of Egypt's most famous pharaohs, was the product of a deeply troubled family. DNA tests have revealed that King Tut's parents were siblings, leading to various genetic disorders that affected the young pharaoh. These health issues likely contributed to his early death at around 19 years old. The story of King Tut's family is a tragic reminder of the consequences of inbreeding in royal dynasties. The ancient Romans were known for their innovations, but some of their practices might seem bizarre to us today. One such practice was using urine as mouthwash. Romans believed that the ammonia in urine could help whiten their teeth, and they used it as part of their oral hygiene routine. While the idea of rinsing with urine might be repulsive to us, it was a common practice in ancient Rome and even considered effective at the time. Wars often drag on for years, but the Anglo-Zanzibar War of 1896 holds the record for the shortest war in history, lasting only 38 minutes. The conflict began when the Sultan of Zanzibar refused to step down after the death of the previous sultan. The British responded with a swift naval bombardment, and within 38 minutes, the Sultan surrendered. This brief but intense conflict shows how quickly power can change hands. In 1814, during the War of 1812, British forces invaded Washington, D.C., and set fire to the U.S. Capitol. This was a moment of profound humiliation for the young American nation, as the British also burned the White House and other government buildings. Despite the destruction, the Capitol was rebuilt, and the United States emerged stronger, with a renewed sense of national identity. Fyodor Vasiliev's wife holds the Guinness World Record for being the most prolific mother in history. Between 1725 and 1765, this Russian woman gave birth to 69 children, including 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. While the sheer number of children seems unbelievable, this extraordinary feat is documented and stands as a testament to human fertility and endurance. The Great Fire of London in 1666 was one of the most devastating events in the city's history. It was long believed that the fire started in a bakery on Pudding Lane. However, some historians now suggest that the true culprit might have been a flaming Christmas pudding. This theory, while controversial, adds an unexpected twist to the story of a fire that changed London forever. George Washington, the first president of the United States, oversaw the construction of the White House, but he never actually lived in it. The White House wasn't completed until 1800, after Washington's presidency had ended. This fact serves as a reminder of the humble beginnings of the American presidency and how Washington's legacy continues to shape the nation. The Statue of Liberty is a symbol of freedom and democracy, but it was originally intended for a very different purpose. French sculptor Frédéric-Auguste Bartholdi designed the statue as a lighthouse for the Suez Canal in Egypt. When the project fell through, Bartholdi repurposed the design as a gift to the United States. The statue's journey from Egypt to America is a fascinating story of how symbols can take on new meanings. In the 1800s, long before the digital age, a woman named Ada Lovelace became the world's first computer programmer. Lovelace was a mathematician who wrote an algorithm for Charles Babbage's early mechanical general-purpose computer, the analytical engine. Her work laid the groundwork for the field of computer science, and she is now celebrated as a pioneer in a field that continues to shape the modern world. Humor is as old as civilization itself, and the world's oldest known "your mom" joke dates back 3,500 years. An ancient Babylonian tablet from around 1500 BCE contains a crude joke that is believed to be the earliest recorded instance of this type of humor. This ancient joke shows that while times change, the human sense of humor remains surprisingly consistent. Al Capone is infamous for his role as a gangster, but during the Great Depression, he opened a soup kitchen in Chicago that served 3 meals a day to those in need. Capone's soup kitchen provided thousands of meals to the hungry and homeless during one of the darkest periods in American history. While Capone's motives may have been more about public relations than philanthropy, this act of charity stands in stark contrast to his criminal reputation. These 20 facts from history remind us that the truth is often stranger than fiction. From ancient innovations that continue to baffle scientists to curious connections that span centuries, history is full of surprises. As we look back on these astonishing tales, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and wonder of the human story. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories from the past. And let us know in the comments which facts surprised you the most.